Hello, my name is Harlan Price, and we're here at the Cowbell Challenge in Davidson, North Carolina. Part of my success, I'd say, with all the routes and the technical sections is the bike that I ride from my sponsor, Independent Fabrication. I think, of course, the heart of the matter is that I have a Thai 2.9er frame. It's fully custom, which means they measure me up first and then they build it. It's got a lefty head tube on it, so I can run a Cowbell lefty fork, which is great for racing. It's light and all that. This is the same frame I used last year. We just kind of put some new decals on it. I just like the way it rides. It's Thai, so there's really no reason to feel like it's being worn out or anything. I kind of build it up. I think what was important today was tire choice. Like, even though it wasn't like real muddy, it was still slick on the roots. And I kind of like hemmed and hawed over it, but I went with the Prowler SLs. We're a little bit heavier, but they totally bite when you got a little bit of mud in there. Well, not really mud, but when the ground is soft and you're like cornering really hard, those just hooked it up. I was going to run the Nanos, but I decided I just didn't want to. I felt more confident on these. So I think last year we did an interview on this bike. A couple things that have changed. Industry 9 built me a new super duper light wheel set, which basically they're not building for people until I do a good test run on them, make sure that they're going to last. They're using the ZTR race rim from Stan's, which is really lightweight, and Industry 9 is built these up with their thinner spokes than normal to kind of help in case the rim has some flex. It helps the spokes flex a little bit with it, and so you're not kind of throwing things askew. So they've been great. Like, I really enjoyed them. I trashed my front one, but that was a rider error. And I rebuilt it up like this week before this race. So those wheels are weighing in at like about sub 1,400 grams. And then Formula Brakes, again, are my sponsor for the year. And what I like about those, these are not like the R1s. They're just having such a problem getting them from Italy. But those rotors that are on this are the new R1 stainless, or the steel rotors. And they're trimmed and cut, and they got, when you compare that to a standard steel rotor, it is probably about 50 to 60 grams lighter. So it's not as light as like the Stan's rotors, but I probably shaved 100 grams off the bike overall, and they're sturdy and they're still stainless steel, so you're not dealing with any crazy materials that you have to do special brake pads with. So I'm pretty stoked on those. Other than that, I get to run the Ergon grips, which I just can't really give up because those for the endurance racing are great. And I've really been into the bar ends. Every now and then I catch a tree, but that's, again, rider error. And of course, WTB gave me the saddle, which, again, I've been running that saddle for like 4 years, and I'll probably never give it up because it just feels so right when you're in there for 5 hours, shimmying the rear end on it over and over again. And XTR, that all comes from Indy Fab. Unfortunately, Shimano doesn't give a bunch of sponsorships, so we pay for that. And other than that, oh, here's something. I run the Indy Fab mountain bike team this year, and we have a rider named Kyle, and he makes these straps by Kyle, which are great. Like, you know, they're pretty standard. They got a little rubber on the inside so it doesn't slide around too much. And you can just kind of throw that on there. It's better than a bag because you don't have to like get inside of it and whatnot. So I'm a big fan of that. Oh, and I have to say that Ron at King Cage hooked me up with a couple Thai water bottle cages. And those things are great because what happens is I don't lose bottles unless there's rider error and I go head over heels. But so thanks, Ron, very much. And that's it.
I'm Robert Marion. I ride Pro Men for the Kenda KMC Hayes professional mountain bike team. This year we have the luxury of being on the BMC bike. Personally, for the Cowbell Challenge, I'll be riding the 4-stroke 01, which is a 4-inch travel, full suspension bike. It is made of Easton's nanotube carbon technology. It is a frame weight of less than 4 pounds. It has great pedaling efficiency, little to zero pedal feedback, while soaking up the bumps and over the obstacles very plush. We'll start, we're on the Manitou type suspension. I've chose the Swinger 3-way for the Cowbell just because it has an adjustable platform where when we get in some of the climbs I can stiffen the platform up, but it never completely locks. And then through the twisty, rough stuff, we can open it up so I get a little more cushy plushness. Then we're on the Manitou R7 front fork, Absolute, the Super. It's a 100mm front fork. It weighs 3.2 pounds. The Absolute dampener, each click you get a little bit stiffer until it completely locks on around. We're riding the Hayes Stroker-Graham disc brake, all titanium hardware. The new Stroker by Hayes is, they completely wiped the slate and started from scratch, and it has their largest pad contact ever. The pads actually have an alloy backing plate. It's organic material. We're on the Answer carbon bars. We're using the American Classic new super light seat post. It's a 31.6mm seat post at 350mm length. It's a 1-bolt simple adjustment, no slip problems, and it's weighing in right at 200 grams. Of course, we're on Kenda tires, being the primary sponsor. For the Cowbell here, I'm going with it's actually a custom small block 8 in the front. We've removed a few of the knobs just to make it bite into some of the soft stuff a little bit better. And then an original old style Cosmic Light semi-slick in the rear, just straight out of the box. We're on the Agilis crank from Rotor Bike Components. As you can see there, the Q-rings as well, which have a tunable bolt pattern so you can adjust it per rider. It's a ovalized ring, which it gets smaller at top and bottom dead center, and then larger when you're in your power zone. Therefore, it takes stress off the knees and helps you produce more power with reduced lactic levels, reduced heart rate, you know, all the stuff you're looking for to help get that extra edge. Total bike weighs in right around 20 to 21 pounds, depending on the tires that's on it. And you know, it's just a super bike. The only time we pretty much use a hardtail with the four-stroke 01 in our trailer is if we're on like a ski slope type course where we're climbing for about an hour and then descending for a few minutes and doing it all again. Just because the four-stroke 01, it climbs as well as any hardtail we've ever been on with just a very minimal weight addition.
Hey, I'm Beth Fry, and used to race professionally for Cane Creek back in early 2000, 2001. Retired, went back to work on my doctorate. Now I'm a professor at Appalachian State University, and did a little road racing, raced for Cheerwine for a couple of years, and now I'm back just racing for my local shop, Boone Bike, in Boone, North Carolina. So, my bike is a Look 986. It's a hardtail carbon frame, integrated seat post with their system that they call the E-Post. Pretty much Easton SRAM components, Easton XC1 wheels with SRAM X9 rear derailleur, and Avid Juicy brakes, grip shift, and then Easton stem and Monkey Light handlebars with the Reba 80mm of travel on the front, rock shock. And of course, Look mountain bike pedals.